Hi everyone, back in the garage with the Mini Monster Mini. So in the last episode you'll have seen we did manage to get it turning over. It was firing when I kept hold of the starter button. That's a starter button, by the way. So today I've had a few ideas while I've been thinking. I'm probably going to try and get it running again today, and then if Greg rocks up we might cut the front end off just for something to do. So stay tuned and watch what we've got going on. Thank you. Okay, so this is how we left it last time. Negative from the spare battery onto the engine as a negative. Positive on the battery side of the starter solenoid. Then a starter button switch. So this is our starter button, which is connected to activate the solenoid, which in essence pray that it still turns over. So it does turn over, but what you'll see is I've got to keep my hand on the start button, which I can't do because that'll leave the starter motor engaged. So what I'm going to try and do now is, I'm guessing somewhere in the ignition system there's a positive runs up to the key and then comes back down to the positive side of the distributor to the positive side of the coil. And then what happens as the distributor turns, it grounds the other side of the coil and fires that way. So I believe I'm not getting a constant signal here. So what I'm going to do is run a wire from the positive side of the battery just to here. Now, unfortunately, I've left my tools in the other garage because I was doing a service on a 308 and stripping subframes for Sam's Mini at the weekend. So we're going to have to do a bit of Heath Robinson engineering here. And you might notice I've disconnected this rat's nest of wires that was hanging out the bottom. So we'll try and use one of them. 2 seconds. So I've made a cable. I've chewed the end off that one with teeth because I've got no wire strippers, and that's just a bullet connector that was in the loom. So I'm going to trap that in the positive side of the battery, and I'm going to touch the positive side of the ignition coil with that side to see if I can get it running when I let go of the starter button. I'm just touching it so I've got a quick disconnect if I need to. I'm not permanently wiring anything up, but it'll give us a good idea of what's happening. So we shall keep hold of both ends so we don't earth one end. So now I've got a live cable here. So as I say, very Heath Robinson with what I've done. I've just trapped it in the positive cable there, but this should be me live. Just see if I can tape the camera in position, because I need 2 hands. Don't arc. Thank you. And that's as stable as we're going to get. Hopefully we'll be able to balance a 50p piece on. So I'm going to go under there. If I touch the positive here, ooh. No hands, she's running. Ignition off. So not only have you got Greg, we've got a Paul. TD's turned up. Get in. So we're going to start
chopping,
removing
That looks all right.
Some panels. Do you reckon we can get the full front end off in a wanna?
Yeah, I think it's just going to pull off. That.
So there's a
That's not even going to need cutting.
yeah, there's a weld there. There's a weld up here, which Greg's determined to not cut off.
It's wagging its tail.
Wagging its tail. It's doing something.
Do you want a Croby?
I think that might. I'll cut that one.
I just slit down the seams.
I
Aye.
know.
Go on, rip it off. Is that a weld under there? Under that kit lump there? Some strong bodge, that mine. That whole piece is moving now.
Yeah.
So. Do you want a poker? Or do you want to do the two
do
in
them.
under the bonnet?
Do you hear me?
So there's a blob of either weld or JB weld here, and a blob of weld or JB weld here.
There.
Aye. There was it? Yeah. That lump of stuff. Hold on, Dave. Watch me seat.
Huh?
Watch me seat.
What's your receipts?
there you have it, the strongest part of the car.
Looking now at this structure on me.
So look at them panel stickers.
That's just for sure. It's just for showing how to rot. Stay in the mouse house.
Oh, look. As you're driving along and the air's blowing in with all the mouse like bits. Oh, look at that.
Entrance.
Oh. See, lazy buggers, they could have just climbed up there. But no, they've got a chow hole in. Never mind. Get your fingers under there, you'll be able to pull it.
Oh, yeah.
Where's she there?
Might have made a better job of this side.
Nah, honestly, get your hands in, you can pull it up. You're getting both panels there, man. Yeah. Just get the front one and just rive it.
Get rid of it.
There you go, she's cracking.
Cracking there.
Whoa, it's a 3/4, you bastard.
Probably took more effort to do this than it did.
Don't fit over panels, folks. No wonder the subframe's hanging out. Right, and so as you can tell, we've had a bit of fun with the grinder. Well, on the bits that needed the grinder. So, quarter panels that we showed you at the Mini National Show, where we said they'd have cover patches on. They certainly did. It's all a bit dot cotton under there. Ear panels were held on with weld at the top and weld at the bottom. Inner wings, crusty. There's a bit of the inner wing where it connects to the top. Front valance is off. Front valance, yeah. The front is off. Same on this side. Cover panel over the rotten panel. Ear panel as well wasn't on very great. Looks lovely here, but that's actually a cover panel that we'll need to take off. But before we do that, we'll have to take the doors off. Rear quarters, where we thought there was a cover panel here. There was a cover panel here, and still the original graphics of the Mini 25. So yeah, nice and detached here. Really damp under there, lots of work for us to do. I think that can fail the door card actually. Which will need a repair. Rear valance is removed. So this was held on, well, all the parts were held on, they were brazed, so you can see here the difference in metal colour. Manky nail off the dirt, but it was brazed on in certain patches, so that's our pile of panels that's come off. So these are all the repair panels that's been on, front end, etc. Now we've accomplished a few things. So we know it runs, we've got the dodgy repair panels off, and now it's pretty much the original components bar the doors, well, the door skins. But our next move is, we've had a bit of fun with the grinder and getting these parts off and seeing who can get panels off the quickest, etc. Now it's time to bag and tag stuff to make sure that we're saving what we need to save. Anything Mini 25 specific is kept. Glasses removed and cleaned and stored. We'll need a few new front windscreen. But overall it's come apart really quickly, as you'd expect by the filler that was on there, so all good. And that's it for another episode on the Mini Monster. So we will continue. The plan is we've got some moves to do around the garages, sort some cars out, get projects in that we need to work on. So we will be rearranging and tidying up in here. I have got it a bit of a mess, I do have to admit, and we've got that much to do. So yeah, we'll probably leave it there at this one. And see these two chumps. You gonna say bye, Greg?
Bye, Greg.
You gonna say bye, Paul?
See ya.
If you like what you're doing, give us a thumbs up, follow us and subscribe, and we'll keep creating little videos for you to watch. Thank you very much. Been having a big clean up in the garage so we can crack on with more work. Shelves extended, Rennie 5 parts, drip trays, Rennie 5 parts, Ranger parts. And what's Greg up to? We're just hiding the front end of a Mini above the garage. Why not? Little advertising too. So we're going to get the 25th anniversary Mini in, get the Rennie 5 up here, get the Clubman at the front so I can finish work on the Clubman, start work on the 25, start work on this engine for the Renault 5 and get going. But Greg's helped us tidy my bedroom and he says I've got to keep it this way from now on. We'll see how long that lasts. Well, that's it. Look, 3 cars in.
3-car garage.
Aye. Mini Monster in the corner. Rennie 5 Prima ready for graft. And the manky old Clubman, which needs a good clean because it's been here for donkeys. And then,
We always knew the garage had potential.
aye, the work will begin.